So I
That's
think
not what
that's
I know, Dr.
important.
M.
I think it's
Right.
important what you're saying because I think a lot of times people do want to try their hand at many things. And what you don't want to do, I believe I'm hear you saying, is confuse your audience. Pick your
Yes.
brand and
No.
let's build that so that that's what
Yes.
people are going to know you by. And trying to
Yes.
do multiple things is not going to work. The world is too big for that, right?
That's true. We
You
do not
mentioned
want brand confusion.
no, brand confusion. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Now, you mentioned briefly Oprah in there, and because I follow you on social media, I know that you recently saw Oprah. Do you want to share just a quick,
Yes.
just a
Oh
minute
my
or so
God.
about what you observed there, what your experience was?
She, yes. Oh, she is like the real deal. I've been an Oprah fan for many years, but this particular event, it was Your Life in Focus, Vision 2020. She really just came out and just shared with people her success principles. That's what it was. And so she took
Okay.
people through a workbook, and she said one of the things that really changed her life was just the power of intention, what her intentions are, setting them in motion. And she said from the time of really, probably, I think she says early 20s until now, she has always just worked with the power of intention. And she really said that being clear on that, being focused on that, is really how she manifests a lot of things in her life. It sounds so simple,
Isn't it?
but that was that. But that was her main thing. And she said she spends a lot of time alone, with that clarity of thought, really just imagining things, manifesting things, having intention.
Mm,
And she said that's really her main thing that she does. Now, she did talk a lot
interesting.
about her weight struggle, and she talked a little bit about that. And she says one of the reasons why she was she gained so much weight was that her need to please. So that was her main thing. She said she's gotten over that now, and now she's really like it's not about I wanted to fit Calvin Klein jeans size 8. Now she said it's about really just being healthy for myself, and that's really her main thing. She just kind of let
Wonderful.
people know about that. Mhm.
Very
Mhm.
good.
And Weight
Very
Watchers.
good.
And Weight Watchers was her sponsor, so she was like, "Hey, if Jennifer Hudson can do it, I can do it too." So
There we
so
go.
so she's on that train. Yeah.
Very good. All right, Pam. Believe it or not, we are running short on time. There's so much to
Oh
cover.
my God.
I know it goes quickly. So I want to make sure that we're able to get to our other points. So we talked about building your brand, shining online. Very quickly, what would you say, number two, shining online? What would your tips be for our audience?
I would say for shining online, I want people to. This is one book I'll recommend. It's by Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's called Crush It. And shining online just means consistent and really sharing your expertise, what it is that you're passionate about. So Gary Vaynerchuk, just real quickly, what he did in Crush It was that he was known for wine library TV, and every single day he would do a video about wine. Now his company before he had Vaynerchuk Media was a liquor store basically, and then he just would tell people about the different types of wine. He did that consistently. He didn't vary. He didn't talk about beer. He just talked about wine every single day.
Okay.
Amassed millions of people on social media because he was interesting, he was entertaining, he was passionate about it every single day. Now, not everybody has to do video, but
Mm-hmm.
that was his thing. He would do the video, he would share it on social media, he shared on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, whatever. So whatever it is that you're passionate about, if you know you can do it consistently. If it's shining online with a blog, obviously you
Mm-hmm.
have to have a hub, you have to have a website, doing that, and then sharing that blog. Or if it is video, sharing the video. If it is, a lot of people are into photos. Okay, so there's a influencers. Influencers typically are on Instagram. So if they're very
Yes.
good at staging photos and writing the short copy that's punchy, then that's your thing. So whatever it is, I'm not going to say for one person this is what you should do because
Right.
whatever you're comfortable with that you're going to do consistently, that's what's going to make you shine. For me, writing. So I have a blog. I've been blogging for probably as long as the first blog came out, right? Because I love to
Okay.
write. So blogging
Mm-hmm.
was my thing. And then also the blogs were turned into email. So email marketing and blogging really helped amass a social media following. People do it the opposite. They think that if they get a social media following, then they can really get if that they can really build their brand or build their business. I always say start with your hub, start with your website. On your website is where you should own your properties, whether it's your podcast, whether it's your blog, but put those on your site and then share that out. Social media is just the breadcrumbs leading back to something. It should lead back to a website, back to your
Right.
hub site,
Right.
not
And
the
I
other way
think
around.
that's a great point. I think that a lot of people are relying on social media, but it has to lead somewhere. You have to drive
Yes,
traffic. The whole point of the social
yes,
media post is to drive traffic to the place where people can actually make a purchase. Isn't
yes,
that true?
and
Or
that's
to get more information.
yeah, or nurture the relationship more, because that's really what the email marketing should do, where you just nurture the relationship more.
Perfect. Last point, latest PR strategies. We have about 3 minutes. What can you share with us about the latest in PR strategies?
The press release is not dead. The media release is not dead. So writing press releases and media releases are critical if you want press. Because people say, well, I haven't had any media and this and that. I said, well, have you written a press release? So writing that in a way that has a hook. And when I say a hook, you can write one press release and it's a different hook for a different publication. So if I write a press release, it would have a different hook for Black Enterprise versus one I would write a press release for the Detroit Free Press. Obviously, knowing the media itself is really key. So Black Enterprise, knowing their audience and what it is that Black Enterprise wants to share to their audience. Not what you want to share with Black Enterprise, but what you have to know what is Black Enterprise want to share with their audience, or what the Detroit Free Press wants to share with their audience. And you write the release with that in mind. That takes work because you have to study. Now, once you actually have the release written, one of the best ways to do is to put it up on what they call a SEO press release, where you put it on PR Newswire or Black News, Black PR or PR Log, where you actually do a SEO press release, where you have keywords where reporters and producers and editors can find that news. You can send it to them directly, but it's good to have be found. And that's what a press release, if it has enough keywords in it, then it can be found. So if you put it up, like I just put up for Speakers Magazine, it's my magazine that I publish. So on Speakers Magazine, there is a keyword in there that talks about an event on MLK Day. And so
Okay.
that is, people are looking for MLK Day events, they'll find that. That's the SEO, search engine optimized press release. And there are all types of PR distribution services all across the internet. I mean, there's hundreds of them, but primarily you have to look at, like, there's Business Newswire. You could do that if it's a corporate type of a press release. Then there's just Black, PR.com. If it's targeted at African American media, because that press release then gets distributed out to all the African American media, radio, TV, and print publications. So those are the type of strategies that people do now versus when I started. It was like, you got to find them one by one and then either email them or fax them. Yeah, fax. We did that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that just
hmm
shows, how long that you've been in the business and that you know what you're talking about. You've been able to get a lot of success for your clients. So you've made a great point that the public relations and press releases are not dead. And they could also find you for help with that at
hmm
PamPerryPR.com.
Yes, that's
Oh,
it. That's it.
that's
And
very good.
if people do go there, they can actually get like a little course. So I have a little mini PR course too if they sign up for that as well.
Very good. Well, we are out of time. Thank you so much to my special guest here today, Pam Perry. PamPerryPR.com is where you can find her for more information about how to build your brand. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, T. Rose. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Precious, and I'm the owner of Women's Successful Living, and I'm excited to introduce you to our fourth annual Pajama Retreat, March 26th to 30th, 2020, in Panama City. During this amazing retreat, you'll meet 20 women who are dedicated to personal development and growth. They, like you, are attending this retreat to be motivated by nationally recognized speakers who will empower and embolden you on your journey towards self-discovery. While you're hanging in your pajamas during this retreat, you'll find out breakout sessions and quiet personal time are designed to provide you with information. We look